Hi everyone. I'm finally back to do another read aloud. A lot of you missed our read aloud today. Today during our Zoom session, we read Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. So I'm going to read this to you. So the author's name is Eric Litwin. And the illustrator, the person who drew the pictures, is James Dean. And he's the creator of Pete the Cat. And a reminder that the author is the person that writes the words in a story. So let's see what Pete gets into in Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. Here's the title page. That's another piece that you guys will be learning as you move forward into kindergarten. The title page. Pete the cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. My 4 groovy buttons. My 4 groovy buttons. So he has 4 buttons. Do you see them on his shirt? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? How many? 4, and we take away 1, and then we have, I think you're right, 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. See on his shirt, he has 1, 2, 3 buttons. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. We kept on singing his song. My 3 groovy buttons. My 3 groovy buttons. What's going to happen next? Those of you who are in the Zoom session today. Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. Now, how many buttons are left? How many do you see on his shirt still? That's right. 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. We kept on singing his song. My 2 groovy buttons. My 2 groovy buttons. Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons does Pete have now? How many do you see on his shirt? He had 2, and he lost another one. And now he has, that's right, 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. We kept singing his song. My my one groovy button, my button, my button, my one groovy button. Hmm. Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? His belly button. And he kept on singing his song. You see his belly button? It's that little white dot on his belly. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. It's all good. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness, no. You see all his buttons right there rolling away. Buttons come and buttons go. So how many buttons did he lose? He lost 1, 2, 3, 4. Pete the cat lost 4 buttons, but he couldn't lose his belly button. What color were his buttons? What's this color? Whoop, can't really see it. It's the same color as my shirt. Yes, it's red. Good job. And what about this one? No, that one's not blue. Yeah, this one's green. A green button. And he had a good job, a blue button. And this button is kind of, it's like a teal color. It's really hard to tell them apart. But that top one, right up here at the top, is a teal color. Well, Pete ended up with a jacket instead of a shirt because he lost all his buttons. But he didn't cry, and he still had a good attitude. Sometimes things happen. We lose things, we don't get to do what we want, or anything that makes us feel sad or mad. But we have control over us, and we can make choices to still have a good attitude and make our own sunny weather. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and thanks to Scholastic Books for continuing to allow us to do these read alouds and post them on YouTube for you guys. More to come, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Love you guys.